Imagine if I told you that the greatest mystery and ultimate guide to your life success is actually you. From the moment we start understanding the world around us, we are conditioned to seek knowledge external to ourselves. In school, we turn pages of textbooks. When we aspire for a career, we rush to online tutorials. But what if life's true manual is encoded inside of you? I spent countless hours diving into self-help books and even writing one during my college days. But I had an epiphany. No single book holds all the answers that we're looking for. You are the unparalleled expert on your life. Imagine building some 10,000 piece Lego set, super intricate, without the instruction. Well, that's exactly what you're doing when you constantly look for outside answers. Jeg er en halv dansker, så jeg er opvokset med Lego-klodser, og måske det der, hvorfor jeg er en rumfartsingeniør. Your true instruction manual is your inner thoughts, your intuition, and your inner voice. By trusting yourself, you can elevate your life more rapidly and efficiently than any other external guidance could. It's time to stop underestimating your internal dialogue. Most people don't trust themselves for their own solutions. Trusting yourself is these 3 strategic moves. Strategic move number 1, your intuition is your greatest guide. Trust it. This might be hard to believe, but your instructions are actually your own thoughts. You need to tap into your own internal blueprints. I've found 2 extremely effective ways of doing this: writing and speaking. What are the 20 solutions I can take right now to move closer to solving this problem? This simple question has helped me become an aerospace engineer, has helped me start multiple businesses, and has helped me train for marathons. After coming up with a few of these solutions to the problem, it gets harder and harder, but that's when you tap into this gold mine of knowledge within yourself, of things you could do right now to move the needle closer. And sometimes it's so obvious that it actually just hurts so bad that you haven't seen what's right in front of you. I've had a ton of pricey life coaching sessions with famous musicians, with multimillionaire salesmen, and more. The magic of life coaching is that they ask you questions and you speak about them. In a sense, you're paying for your own answers, but most people don't tap into this wealth of knowledge within themselves. So you have to pay for somebody else to kind of help you dive into yourself. Sometimes after you say these answers, you think to yourself, why didn't I see this earlier? It was right in front of me the entire time. I can't believe I didn't see this. This simple move has helped me push past so many barriers and becoming an athlete, a long distance runner, a business owner, and more. The trick is to challenge yourself when you get stuck on solution 4, 5, or 6 and truly push yourself all the way to 20. Strategic move number 2, tell yourself that was not Nikolai of you. You would of course use your own name here instead of mine, but let me explain. If you sit down and look at who you could be in 10 years from now if everything went perfect, imagine yourself in the future, the ideal version of who you aspire to be. Visualize that future self so vividly, as if they're standing right in front of you, exuding confidence and success. You aren't your perfect self, and you won't be in 5 years or 10 years, but it simply matters because you want a representation of what your ideal self would look like. How you apply this is a simple mental shift. Whenever I do something or have a habit that I'm trying to change, I tell myself that wasn't my ideal self. That wasn't very Nikolai of me. That wasn't who I want to be or see myself as. I used to be in conversations where I'd actually degrade my own accomplishments from graduating from school or running a marathon or whatever that might be, but instead of saying thank you, I would sit in that and just go, oh, well, it was easy. It was no big deal. No, it's not that impressive. Now I catch myself and say that wasn't very Nikolai of you in my head, and then I just say thank you. That's all you have to say. If somebody compliments you, just say thank you instead of knocking yourself down. I'm getting off track. If you're curling 25 pounds and it's too easy for you, just tell yourself that wasn't very Andrew of you and go up in weight. You literally hold the answers in your mind of what you should do in every moment by looking at your future self as that role model. What would they do in this situation? Do they approach someone and talk to them, or do they walk away? How would they handle this pressure? What would they think of this decision? Would they speak up or stay quiet? Then you simply do what that ideal version of yourself would do. This matters because it completely changed the trajectory of my life. Now do what your future self would do and listen to strategic move number 3. Strategic move number 3. Solo your way to your own personal brand. Let me start this with a story I found when researching authenticity I saw the book Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey on Amazon, and I thought I'd give it a try. I liked him, but never thought a book by him would be as impactful as it was. Matthew explains everything in a way that sounds like he truly believes it's amazing or cool or interesting. He simply decided what his brand is, what he thought was cool, and truly believes that. He even tells a story about how he gets drug out of his own house during the middle of the day, intoxicated on some other things, butt naked, playing the bongo drums by the cops.
All right.
Somehow he spins the entire story to it's his right. And of course, if the cops come into his home, he's not going to make it easy for them to drag him out of it. And he literally goes out into the public spinning the story in his favor. The reason I bring this up is because he just decides in his mind what he thinks is cool, and he just sticks with that, not caring about anybody else's opinions. Don't go get arrested, of course. But why am I bringing this up? Because he trusted his gut, decided what was cool, and moved on not thinking anything else of it. And look at the unique life he has lived because he trusted himself and went with what he thought was right. How many of us don't listen to who we truly are? Because we internalize other people's version of cool and don't listen to our internal dialogue, our own answers. I started my first YouTube channel in 7th grade and I was getting picked on, so I quit. I internalized their version of cool. I sometimes think back and wonder what I could have accomplished if I stuck out those years doing the thing I love. Inspiring people to take their own journey and living a life that is challenging and true to themselves. Imagine what you could be if you listen to your own internal dialogue of what your brand is. This move is simply about being by yourself, being present, spending time away from stimulation, not scrolling social media or watching TV, but just being in the moment. For some reason, this move makes me feel absolutely invincible when I'm able to unplug and listen to myself. Simply by implementing this, you're able to go out into the world with so much more confidence in who you are, you're more stable, and somehow it feels like there's more of you, if that makes sense. You know that days you get after scrolling social media for so long that you're just kind of numb? You're not ready to talk to people. Do the things you enjoy, dance to the music you like, and listen to yourself. You don't realize it, but by finding these things alone, you tap into your inner solutions. You tap into that inner genius inside of yourself. These 3 strategic moves are simple, but not easy. You need to remember this on your journey because it is hard to stay the path, but the longer you're on the path, the easier it gets. Truly knowing yourself and what you are capable of is man's greatest accomplishment. Imagine who you could become if you were who you truly are deep down. You know the solutions you're looking for and the answers. Tapping into this incredible wealth of knowledge is how you become a top 1% person. Tapping into this is how you become the best version of yourself. In all my years, I've found that I'm always happiest when I'm aligned with who I am and who I want to be. When I listen to my gut and bet on myself. Think of all the greats that didn't listen to the outside world, who bet on themselves and backed themselves in their own corner. When was the last time you fought for yourself in your own corner? When you were truly backing yourself, betting on yourself, and you weren't scared of anyone. You can bet on yourself by implementing these 3 strategic moves. You can do the same for yourself and see the transformation happen right in front of you. This is because of one simple reason. You already know the answers you're looking for.